Today I'm going to show you some of the best early game money making methods you can do to make a ton of coins in Hypixel Skyblock. Make sure you hit subscribe and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first up we're going to go into the tavern here and go downstairs and talk to Maddox. Now this works especially well when you've got Aatrox as the mayor, which is currently on right now. So what you're going to want to do is get yourself some Revenant Horrors going. So you'll probably be able to do an early game, you'll probably be able to do either a 2 or a 3, probably a 2 will be good. This costs half as much during the Aatrox event, so you start this quest. It's really easy to get. 1.4k worth of zombie XP is not very hard if you just come over here and go to the crypt underground, and you will be able to get yourself that XP pretty quickly, depending on what weapon you're using, but you should be able to eventually, hopefully near one-shot these guys, so you can get yourself a good amount of XP pretty quickly. And you should get, I don't know if you get any mini bosses at this point, but you will get I'm using a Spirit Scepter, so this is really easy for me, but you can use anything really. Any sort of sword aspect of the end works really well. You can just teleport around and just click them easy, and you get to 31 kills. These ones are a bit more difficult to kill, the golden ones, and you get yourself to, I need 28 kills of those. So if we get that, and then we fight the boss, so the boss will spawn here, and this might be difficult for some people, but we got what we wanted. So the foul flesh is very good drop from this. So we've killed the boss, and now I've got myself a foul flesh. I need to put my helmet back on. That goes for 25k, and you saw how quickly I was able to do that. I did a Slayer quest in like 2 minutes, and I managed to get myself a foul flesh. And if you have a Maddox bat phone, which I seem to have lost mine for some reason, if you have one of those, then you can get yourself these quests going really quick. And if you get good at like killing all the zombies really quick with a Spirit Scepter or something, obviously you won't have one of these early game, but you can do it with anything really. You get yourself this foul flesh really easy for 25k, and the higher up you go in the Slayers, you get better drops. So this will sell, I don't know where you sell it actually, it might be fuels, foul flesh, because I think it is a minion fuel. You could use it in your minions if you want to, but I'd suggest just sell this on a buy offer like that, and you get 25k. That was really quick, and you can get other drops such as hamster wheels and all that sort of thing, but the better Slayer quest you do, the more stuff you're going to get, and you also get some Slayer XP, which is very nice. So if I do, I don't know how you boss drops, the foul flesh you get at tier 3 you get 1 to 2, tier 4 you get 2 to 3 and whatever. So, and you can get if you do the other Slayers you can get more as well, like hamster wheels, stuff like that. Those are all really good drops that will get you a ton of coins in the early game. Now the next one we're going to look at is the relic method. Now I've shown this hundreds of times. Literally the first thing I do on every new profile. You see it in my Iron Man series. The best thing to do is go over to the spider's den. First get yourself a Grandma Wolf from here, in here, and then what you want to do is go talk to the archaeologist who's somewhere over here, I think, down here. You want to talk to this guy, and then once he gives you the compass, you can go and look for some relics, which is quite interesting. I think this is all been reset since I actually did this, but there's a few different locations. I can show you a few right now that you can look up a full guide, but each of these will give you at least, I think it's 10 or 20,000 coins. So if you can collect all, there's like 20 of them, you can get yourself a good amount of coins. It's like 200k coins just to start off with. It's a very good sort of opening purse that you can use to get yourself some more coins later on to trade with, which is really useful. So down here there's one, I think, in there. I'm not going to be able to get in there very easily, but there's a bunch around the place, and there's a few in the cave, so you might have to get some decent gear and try and run down in here and get some from here, the Arachne's burrow thing. There's one in there, there's a few lower down that you might have to go and look for, but there's probably a good guide on how to get all of them. So those are very good early game, definitely do those. Probably the best early game thing you can be doing is definitely sand mining. Now the way you want to do this is quite complicated to set up. To start with, once you've got it down, so you need to get yourself a gold shovel, and you want to get yourself efficiency 2. So a gold shovel with efficiency 2, you get that from here somewhere. There's an efficiency book here for 20 coins. You can combine those and get a gold shovel with efficiency 2. I think it's efficiency 2, might be, it has to be gold though. Diamond won't work, because gold gives you the instant mine with efficiency 2. You could do it with efficiency 3 if you want. But you want to head over to the Mushroom Desert once you've got that unlocked. This is quite easy. You just farm a bunch and then you get the farming levels for this. But once you're here, Now this is where you get a ton of mining levels from this as well. So this is how so you want to mine sand as much as you can with the shovel, obviously. You get a bunch of mining XP from this, and you get coins, which is great. So what this will do for you, this will get your mine level up, and then when you hit, I think it's 12, it might be 12, or is it one of these, you get yourself the access to the dwarven mines, which is really useful early game. So yeah, you can do that really easily. It's the best way to level up mining early game, and you get some good coins if you sell the sand to the bazaar. So there's somebody here doing it, and this is definitely good for Iron Man as well. So anything like that is very, very good for you. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is all going to be to do with the bazaar. Now you have to unlock the bazaar. You're going to need combat 7, mining 7, and foraging 7, I think, which isn't too hard to do. You can do it relatively easily. So there's a few flips I want to show you. Now it sort of depends on what's selling at the moment, but if you look here, so I've sold some carrots here. You can literally just do this with any item you want, but it just depends on what things are selling at the moment. So what I like to do is, I've got carrots in my personal compactor. You don't need to do that, you can craft it yourself. But if you buy just some regular carrots, you don't have to do this with carrots, you can do it with anything. You buy, let's say you buy 1,024 of these, and you do top order plus 0.1 if you want to get it filled quick, or you could do same as top order if you want it slightly cheaper. I might do that actually. So what you get is, eventually you get filled with 1,024 carrots at 1.9 per piece, and then you craft all of those up using, I'll have the personal compactor, but you can just do it in your inventory. You will need the recipe obviously, and then you sell those carrots back and you'll make a tiny bit of profit. So if you do a lot of them, if you do a high volume, you will eventually make some good profit. Now there's other types of flips that use, so you can do that with one type, which is like mostly good with farming goods and that sort of thing, because they're easy to combine and they're pretty cheap. But other types of flips involve you actually crafting proper things. So the one I like to do is the ender eye flip. I've shown this 100 times, but you want to get enchanted ender pearls, which you get from, so you buy ender pearls here. Only do this if you have the collection. You need ender pearl 6, I think, so that is quite difficult to get, so you probably won't have it straight away, but once you go to the end you'll get it quite easily. So what I like to do is about 1,024 ender pearls, do same as top order or whatever you want there, it doesn't really matter. The end that instantly fills every time, because people are always using ender pearls, and you just want to click through this and get yourself, wait, they're not what? Oh, it hasn't filled yet. It said it was filled, I don't know why it's gone. And then you also want to buy yourself some blaze rods. I like to buy these as cheap as possible using a buy order, so don't spend too much on these. But then you convert that into blaze powder, and then you can craft yourself some enchanted eyes of ender, and these are basically guaranteed profit if you sell it right. So in the ender pearl thing, these go for 5.9 each, about that, and that is a really good price for what you've paid. So I've bought a tiny amount of ender pearls. It costs, what I normally do is I make three eyes of ender each time. When the foul flesh is sold, I make 3 eyes of ender each time, which makes me around 7k profit. So you could do this on mass scale, so you could do like 10,000 ender pearls, get like 6 stacks of blaze rods, and just keep doing that. You'll make like at least like 20k every time you flip it, which is really good for early game, as long as you can get the collection. Is the hard part with that one, because people just can't be bothered to craft these things these days. So it is a very good idea to just be crafting things, and then when you get later on, you can start doing this with stuff in the auction house, which is really useful, and it will make you a ton of coins going forward. Now what I recommend you do with all these coins, well, I suggest you definitely get yourself a minion setup, because that is one of the best ways to make coins without you actually being there. Ones I like to go for early game are definitely clay. These make you a ton of coins just by, you can even set them AFK with an enchanted hopper, and they'll be decent. But yeah, you get with the super compactor and diamond spreading, these can be really, really good early game. So each stack of these is giving me 29.6k, so that is very nice to get a bunch of coins going in the early game. Definitely try and level these up to tier 11 as quickly as possible. But if you don't have super compactors, you could go for a mining minion and just replace the super compactor for a regular compactor, and that'll get you a decent bit of coins to start off with, but it won't be quite as good as a super compacted one. Yeah, that's what you should do with your coins, and that should help you get to at least like 500k coins. Using those methods is a very, very good way to do it. But yeah, that's going to be the video for today, so make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.